And now it's draft day, a time to open up bottles of champagne and smile and celebrate. We are sitting next to Mason Graham in Green Bay, hours away. I want you to look back here. Look at that stage. That's where the commissioner, of course, will be front and center. Thousands and thousands of the most amazing, passionate NFL fans. What do you think when you see that?
Just a dream come true, really. I mean, I've lived and worked for this moment my whole life. There's a lot of other elite players here that deserve to be here too. So just cool to see all of our dreams coming true.
You seem like such a nice guy. Like, I didn't even notice you were sitting there quietly. I'm like, what's going on? How are you such a game wrecker? What is that switch that you flip?
Yeah, I know people always ask me that. I'm always, they think of this California kid, laid back, doesn't talk too much, but on the film, you see some type of different person than you see off the, without the helmet. But I love the game. That's just the way I always played the game.
You went to school, of course, at Michigan. We played for Harbaugh, all of these things. Are you not cold, Mr. California kid? Where are you from? Mission Viejo, right?
Yeah, I'm from Cali, but...
My nephews are born in Mission Viejo. Let's go.
No, yeah, I'm from Cali, but I got acclimated to the Midwest pretty quick. Right when I landed, when I early enrolled in Michigan, there was snow all over the ground, so I kind of was thrown into the fire and had to get used to it pretty soon.
What did you think when you woke up this morning? First thing you thought?
I woke up pretty early. I was just thinking, just ready for the moment, probably one of the biggest moments of my life and my family's life, so ready for it.
Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, I got a good night's sleep. I just woke up a little early. You
did. You woke up a little early. You're feeling it. I love it. I know your family is here. You also have a couple of your coaches. It's a Servite reunion, Ted Aroa included.
Yeah, I brought my high school head coach, Troy Thomas, and then my D-line coach, also at Servite, Kelly Talaval. And I just feel like, it was only right for me to bring those guys. They've, a big piece of my journey and helped me so much. So I feel like it's only right that, I show, love for them and, bring them. This is only right.
You invite Harbaugh?
Nah, he's busy on the phone making his own picks.
He could be the enemy, too.
Yeah.
Maybe. What did you enjoy most about your interviews with these teams as you're looking back on them on this day?
It was just cool, getting to know them. A lot of people didn't really have questions, about my game, but, wanted to get...
What's that like? No, stop right there. What is that like?
I mean, it's cool. I've worked really hard these past 3 years. I've shown a lot on film. I feel like I'm a dominant player, so they just wanted to really get to know me as a person, who Mason Graham is.
You can do it all.
Yeah.
So it's a really tough question, of course. You can rush the passer. You can stuff the run. What are you better at? Pick one.
I would just say, stop with starting to run. I feel like I excel at both. That's kind of what makes me who I am. I'm not just, one or the other. I just feel like I can do everything good, but I feel like everything starts with stopping the run, so I'd say that.
It's so defeating for teams. You suck. I'm 5 feet, 100 pounds. I'm never going to know what it's like to stop a grown man from running.
Yeah.
You get to do that. Take me through everything that feels like, especially if it's like an Ohio State running back. What does it feel like to stop someone's will like that?
I mean, it feels really good. It's, one man versus another, who's going to come out on top. And, most of the time it's me, if not almost all the time.
It's the Hamilton. It's like the quiet. You have to like really listen for the confidence. Like because you're very chill, but he knows who he is. Unanimous, like first rounder. We're excited to see it. What's the first thing off stage when you look at your phone? Who will have texted you that you're looking for to see what they have said?
Probably just, one of my guys, Colston, KG, Will. I know they're, Will's here too. And then Colston and KG, my other teammates that, we came in together and we're all going to be drafted most likely in the first round all together. So, it's coming from full circle from us coming into college together to, us going to the NFL together.
You're a wrestler.
Yeah.
How did wrestling help you be who you are now in football?
I feel like it helped a lot. I wasn't really open to it at first, but, Troy Thomas, the head coach that I brought, he was really, big into me. I like that video.
He told you should wrestle?
Yeah, he was.
What was his pitch?
He was just like, it helps. It was really a thought for me just, staying in shape for off season. Wrestling is good for O-line, D-line, leverage, feeling different body weight, how, it moves. And, that's what we do inside, especially at D-tackle.
So would you say that people should, like young cats who want to play in the NFL or want to have, like, wrestle's the way to go? Yeah. I don't know that I've ever heard that before. I really don't.
Yeah, I feel like, my advice would be, do that. Obviously, it's not the most, appealing thing to look at or do, but, it's dirty work that, gets you better. I feel like it helped me, so.
Mason, I got to tell you, I think that you're going to be my favorite person maybe next year in the NFL or in the next few years, because I think you are the one person who can put an end to the storyline that I'm so tired of talking about. I don't even like saying the words tush push.
Oh.
I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I think you might be the person who can stop the tush push. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the talk about banning it or people wanting to ban it, but I just feel like it's a part of the game, and if they're going to do that, everyone kind of knows it's coming. So
that's not what
someone
I
has
asked
to
you,
find a
Mason.
way.
Can you stop the tush push?
I don't know. I think so. I'll try.
I think you'll try. How would you stop it?
No, I usually just dive at the legs and hope to get some knocked back there and push the quarterback so he can't even push forward. But
okay, what is it? What are you gonna do the rest of the day? You're obviously gonna get dressed. What are you
Yeah.
gonna wear? I see these Dior's, by the way. I like it. I see it. Salute.
yeah, no, I'm not wearing these,
Look at this
but
bracelet.
Abercrombie and Fitch, got my suit together. So
Abercrombie and Fitch did?
yeah, Abercrombie and
Cool.
Fitch did my suit. They came to me and I was like, I didn't even know they made suits at first, but they put something together for me and my family. So my family will be rocking that too.
What offensive lineman in the NFL can you not wait to take on?
I would just say Trent Williams. I want to see
This is so crazy.
like maybe like a base block, or I want to have a run block against him. See what it really feels like. Everyone talks about it, so I want to see for myself.
Matthew, did you just hear that? He said Trent Williams. This man says he wants Trent Williams. People, what are we doing here? What? Okay, Tetaroa, I wanted to ask you, knowing him as well as you know him from way back when you knew him, what was the first jaw-dropping play where you're like, oh, okay?
I mean, I've always seen it, ever since I was a freshman. I know there's that viral clip that went around of him catching it, going through the legs and everything, but I've always seen that stuff since I was in high school, so it wasn't really a surprise to me. But he's always made those type of jump ball, especially like contested catches, right on top of people. So I feel like that's what he really excels at.
Is he mad at you that you're like the one that invited the head coach?
No, he doesn't.
If that were me, I'd be like, oh, cool. Thanks a lot, Mason, for inviting him. Now you make me look like a bad guy.
No, I think, he's Polynesian, so he has a big enough family to worry about. So he used his tickets, and I was able to, bring them. So.
What if he gets taken before you? Is there any healthy, fun competition there?
No, we always joke with each other about, where we're going to go, and it's all fun. But,
Yeah.
I'm happy for him wherever we go, and, yeah.
Let me ask you, how's your Duval? Have you been working on your Duval?
No, I haven't. But it was funny, though, at my combine interview with the Jaguars, I hit Coach Cohen with that. I hit the Duval right when I walked in the meeting.
Like the first thing you said to him?
Yeah.
What did you say?
He just started laughing. Everyone started laughing. It was funny.
I'm Liam. Hi, nice to meet you, sir. I'm the new head coach of the Jazz.
I introduced myself, and I said, Duval.
You have no fear.
No.
He wants Trent Williams, and he's making fun of his head coach to his face. What was his reaction to that?
They all just started laughing. Like, everyone in the room just started dying, and then we got more serious and got into the meeting.
Okay, tell me about the seriousness of that meeting. Let's get into it.
Every team's different. Some teams just, want to get to know who you are. Some people, put you on the board. Some people will go over tape. It's just different, but, they went over kind of what they do and kind of see how I fit in that scheme, and it was cool.
When's the last time you worked on your Duval with Liam? When's the last time you talked to him?
I haven't talked to them. They didn't have any visits, so I didn't go up there, but I haven't talked to him since the combine.
Have you helped the GM with his Duval? Have you heard from him maybe?
Nah, I haven't.
Interesting.
We'll see what happens.
I heard that you got on a meeting, speaking of meetings, with the Raiders. And then there was a cameo by this Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby's, by the way, low-key a GM. Like, he's very involved in what's going on with his Raiders team in the draft. Everyone says Brady is making things happen. He popped onto your Zoom. What's the first thing he said?
He was it was actually a weird story. I was on the Zoom with the D-line coach, Coach Leonard. And then I couldn't really see because I was on my phone. He was kind of like far back in the background, so I couldn't really see who it was. And he started talking. I was like, oh, that's Maxx Crosby. I was like, it was kind of just caught in the moment. I was like, wow.
So, and then what, was he asking you questions? Like, what happened?
He was just saying, he liked the way I play. I'd be a good fit there, but, we'll see what happens. And, yeah, he was just giving me words of advice, really.
What kind of impression do you think you made on Maxx?
I feel like good.
If I were to ask Maxx right now, and I might, Maxx, what he thought of you, what would he say?
I feel like it was a good impression. I met him on the Zoom, and I took a 30 visit with the Raiders, and I met him there, so it was pretty cool just talking to him. He's one of the best out there, so just cool, learning from him.
When you're wearing black and white, you have a silver, I could see it.
We'll see.
See it. Can I hear the Duval again?
Duval.
And if he's a jack tomorrow, you know what happened. And by the way, Ted, there's all this talk about this. I wish you nothing but luck. Have so much fun. Enjoy your Abercrombie & Fitch. I'll see you on the red carpet later. You better talk to me again.
Yeah, I will.
We're
Appreciate
going to do this
it.
a bunch today, you and me. We appreciate that smile. Enjoy it with your family and close ones. And we'll be back with Shamar Stewart, guys.